That how's I doing? I hope you're all doing well. So today, it's the Q&A. So a lot of people give me questions both on private messages and on my public Twitter and YouTube and everything. So just bear with me. I will try and get through it as quick as I can. Just to ask a question to people. I know it's a Q&A. It's supposed to be asking me questions. Misleading thumbnail. I'm only joking. Misleading title. Sorry, not thumbnail. But do you know the way you can put timestamps? You can put timestamps saying I got to this question in 18 minutes and something seconds. Can somebody try? If anybody knows, if you can let me know, that'd be very much appreciated because I tried to do it. And if you could do that for me, that'd be very kind of you. So thank you very much. So let's get straight into it. So we're going in just nonsensical order. We're just going with random questions here, just for the start off. So the last true gayer says asks, and just before I say anything else, well done to the last true gayer for over 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. Very well done. I take my hat off to you. I don't have my hat on, but I would thank you so much. Well done. So what part of tidy towns do you find the most rewarding? Everything in general, in the tidy towns is really rewarding. I suppose, dealing with the Lake of Dublin, I suppose is the most rewarding thing, most satisfying thing, you kind of you get the most satisfying feeling like after you clean up, like say a bad spot, let's put it that way. With it's 16 or 17 bags, when you come back, a month later and it's nice and clean and there's no bags or nothing like that. It is it's very how would I put it? It's very nice to see it like that. It's very nice to see, and it feels very rewarding. It feels like you've done something, that you have achieved something. I know it might seem very small, but that is very rewarding. They're then picking up, dog feces. You can see the difference. I can see the difference along with many other people. We see the difference from before, to now when I'm doing it now. And it's very rewarding, and everything really in Tidy Towns is very rewarding. I feel it's very rewarding. But thank you very much for the question, Last True Again. I will leave a link to the blah, 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 blah. I will leave a link to the Last True Gay's YouTube channel in the description. And forgive me if I mess up speaking. I'm trying to speak as quickly as humanly possible. But I should get like a politician and be able to speak very rapidly. But I might be talking about a crack every so often. But and next question is from Chopper. So Chopper asks, is a queer on politics something which interest you? Well, I suppose yes, but there's a lot of things, a lot of health issues. I will say that's right. There's a lot of things going on in the background, a lot of health issues, a lot of mental health issues too at the same time for me. So at the moment the time doesn't look very good. We were having discussions about we kind of just waiting and seeing how I am when the next local election ponders around. What a word, ponder. But that'd be 2021, 2023. I don't know when the next local election is for the local authorities. Whenever we probably will meet beforehand. We know probably in a few months in advance. So we will see. We will see when that happens. But would like to go and represent my home. But it's Bridgend. East Calf and Beltobert, Ballyconnor, up that way. I would love to do it. I'd be just I'd be running on a pro community campaign for community development, things like that. Basically local development, in other words. So that'd be my core thing. Of trying to do in them towns. So thank you for the question, Chop, and well done for the activism you do on Twitter. So the web will ask me, what's your favourite music? So I suppose Weber music is your name, Irish Weber music. Irish traditional music, Irish culture and Western music, brilliant songs. Richard Kavanagh, great singing. Like I could name 100 off the top of my head. Luke Kelly, I can name 100 people. The Dubliners, like I could go on. It's just there's so many beautiful types of music in Ireland. Basically, anything to do with Irish music, anything to do with Ireland is lovely music to me. So Professor Wolfhound asks, what's your favourite YouTuber? Now, my favourite YouTuber would be, you probably, I don't know that people see my private, not my private, my public subscribed YouTube channels. Well, in one of them, there's a channel called Big Mooney. He's the Scottish YouTuber. He does gaming videos, things like that. I always find it a laugh because Scottish and Irish people are kind of really the same. Only for the kid if that makes any sense. But he's a good laugh. And I recommend watching because he's a great laugh, and it's great with the Scottish accent too. It's a great laugh. So Irish Lion asks, have you ever any paranormal experience or anything like of the spiritual kind? As I was saying one time, I beat by saying I'm white in the head talking about this, but talk about my experiences. But there was one time when I had a dream that an angel came, and usually I don't have a dream that's realistic to what's happening in the present world. It was kind of saying that but COVID-19 things like that. It was only COVID-19, and was saying it was going to be bad and it was going to kill a lot of people and everything like that. And usually my dreams are just it doesn't make sense. Like it could be falling out of the sky. It doesn't. My dreams usually don't make any sense and don't relate to something that's happened. If you get my drift, and I kind of deem that as a spiritual thing. And I'm not really. I can't think of anything that I'm trying. So my brain's all frustrated. I'm trying to think as fast as I can of things, of the questions. Often when I think what I'm saying. Like I'm trying to speak as fast as I can. Like I can't process it very quickly. So yeah, that's kind of my spiritual side of things. Thank you for the question, Irish Lion. The Green Room asks, so I will leave a link to the Green Room's channel in the description below. I recommend checking it out. Favorite video game plus console. So my favorite video game would probably be L.A. Noire, GTA 4. There's many probably favorite video games I have. Hearts of Iron 2, Hearts of Iron 4. Favorite console, probably be the PS4, to be honest. I know people from Xbox will probably come after me now, but yeah, it kind of is, to be honest. Adam O'Neill asks, what is the colour of your toothbrush? Well, I have two toothbrushes. I know I'm very fancy. Having people spend money on toothbrushes. I have to say, I couldn't help myself. But yeah, I have one that's blue. It's just that's the question, and the other one is multicolored. It's actually green and it's different colors. I know it's very weird of a toothbrush, but it's an electric toothbrush, very fancy, very fancy. So Feckle, I think, asks what do you think of the National Party and would you join it? So the National Party, they're great people, obviously great patriots. I could name a lot. At the moment. Let me take Justin Boward, Rebecca Boward, obviously, Paul McGreeny. I could the possibilities are endless. I'm trying to take more names. So many patriots, and obviously they love their country. So many like Justin Boward, just to take for example, he has years and years of has years in the national how would I put it, national trend, I suppose, national trend. So he's been an activist. Don't know what an activist. That's the word I was talking about. Sorry, I couldn't think of it off the top of my head there. He's been an activist for years, and obviously huge respect to him. And Rebecca Boward, great people. She really just cares so much for for the young children of Ireland, the young future of Ireland. She's worried and she's concerned about the government's pushing everything under the sun that's not supposed to be taught in school. And obviously huge respect to her. She obviously she's speaking as a mother. And obviously she's a primary school teacher too. Or she was a teacher too. So huge respect to everybody and everybody in the National Party. But I would like I would want to join them. I'm not going to say I wouldn't, but I would rather be an independent. If that makes any sense. I would be very sympathetic to the National Party and the Irish Freedom Party, and the Anti-Corruption Ireland. But I would rather be an independent. An independent candidate, if that makes any sense. But the National Party, they're just great bunch of people, and they're really people who just love their country and just want the best for the people of Ireland, for the young generations and the generations to come. So huge respects to them. And just before I actually go on any further, Rebecca Boward, we were talking about this over Twitter. Rebecca Boward, it does sound like it sounds like a great children's minister right there instead of Roderick O'Gorman. We should put Rebecca Boward in instead of Roderick O'Gorman. I think Rebecca would make a great children's minister. We were talking about that on Twitter. I just thought I'd mention that, because I think Rebecca would do a great job, as children's minister. But the powers that be won't allow that. But yeah, so huge respect to everybody there. Kedra McCann asks, why is Virginia the edge of Dublin? So I think I asked in the comments what you mean. What's the good of Virginia? You great roads. I'm sure you've been very sarcastic. Great roads. The county council are never out on the roads. You hit the traffic lights. Yeah, like yeah, you're in the west of Ireland when you just come to Virginia because there's just endless traffic jams, and I wouldn't mind. But beforehand, whatever they done with the bridge that goes across, and the Wamba Theatre's over here, and the bridge is there, near the fire station. Whatever they done to Kerry Council, they made it 10 million times worse. Like they tried to expand the bridge, but they made it even worse. It's just nothing that can be done. And the thing that's really bothering me, the money's there to build a new extension of the bypass going around Virginia, in other words. But it's just never been. There's no dotted line. There's no signature yet saying go ahead with that. So that's what's holding. Like for the longest time, since I'm political activist 5 years now, in Cavan, and for the longest time, and I even remember when I was even a child, they were talking about this, and they're never going to get around to do it because the reason why, because they have to get the county council to do it, and that might take 50 years, 60. Excuse me, very bad cough, couldn't help myself. Down on my car, my name, sorry, I'm sorry if I say anybody's name wrong. What do you eat for breakfast? Well, I kind of, I'm, usually fries, to be honest, an Irish fry, sausages, rashers. Lovely, lovely. Sometimes an egg. Sometimes, usually that, and sometimes I just have my porridge and my Weetabix and things like that. Um, but yeah, that's usually what I have, for the Irish breakfast, in other words. So yeah, thank you for the question. And formal, will Calvin lift Sam Maguire once again on the September the 19th of December? If Calvin lifts the Sam Maguire, there's something going on in the background. There's been money handed over somewhere. But no, in fairness, I don't know. I really just don't know. But I would hope they would, because maybe people might spend a bit in the pubs. Maybe people might go to the pub in Cavan and spend a bit and take out the wallet. Because if you don't know, Cavan people are very tight. But yeah, I would hope so. I would hope so. But anything could happen. That's the thing with life. Anything can happen. So thank you for the question. This is a question from YouTube from Patrick Badminton. What do you think of TikTok? TikTok. As I said in Twitter the other day, I think India's banned it. I think it's China's using it to spy on the Western world and get people's information, and do things like that. So I wouldn't, and many people have asked me to do TikTok, but I think, I wouldn't support a communist regime. I wouldn't give them the satisfaction. I have nothing here that's bought in China. And I want to keep it like that, and I don't want to use any Chinese based apps. The Weds are watching. But yeah, thank you for the question. Just bear with me 2 seconds. Oh, I'm here now. Let me see. Just sorry, I'm unprofessional. I'm trying to find the wet Twitter comments. Sorry. Hey Adrian, I got a question. This is from Guerrilla Patriot. Sorry, my throat's getting dry now. This is when I speak. I'm trying to speak as quickly as humanly possible. You can even find it in my breath now. I'm losing air. I got a question for you, Q&A. Would you say that going through this, now this is a really, really good question to ask, going through a tough bad mental health stage of your life made you more positive and not taking things for granted? Yes, I do say that having the bad mental health experience has made me more positive, for one, yeah? And you were kind of, how would I put it kind of made me think of things that I wouldn't have thought about before. About life and about people and about wider society, in other words. It kind of made me stop and think, if that makes any sense, and just, stop and just think about everything around you. Think about life in general, and think, how precious it is. And how everything can be changed in the moment. And how everything can be changed. And how you should, do your best to make the most of it. And, to try and be positive and try not to, let yourself fall down, and always try to pick yourself up. So yeah, going through that bad mental health experience did make me more positive, and there was other things too that did help me get through it. My friends, my family, other people, counselling, things like that helped me get through it. But yeah, that is something like when you have a mental health breakdown, when you have a total breakdown. It makes you think of life, and it makes you, question yourself and question what you do. And it makes you just say to yourself, I have to make the best of my life, because you never know what can happen tomorrow. So yeah, I am for one. Sorry, that's a huge question. I don't know why I just randomly went off and went there, but yeah, I am more positive for one. Yeah, and I don't take I do not take things for granted, because life is precious, and you only get one life. You might as well make the most of it. Like, did you start Tidy Towns before you were depressed, or after you were depressed, or before? So I was kind of like to kind of explain it. I was kind of depressed, starting it and before. If that makes any sense. So reason why I really started Tidy Towns, because beforehand I'd done it way before we even formed it. How to put it? How to explain it? Former Tidy Towns. So we formed a formal Tidy Towns. I was doing it on my own. The reason kind of why, and it's a long explanation, but I was trying to explain it as simple as I can. Because I needed something to do, because my I was stuck in my head, if that makes any sense. And I was giving out a bit little, and was giving out a bit weight, a few roads, like, because I used to go out for walks, and that's the thing. I used to go out for a walk, and I used to be sick looking at it. And I kind of said one day, I'd do something about it, because the local authority's not going to do anything about it. So I got up and done something. So yeah, I was depressed before and then after, like, for a long time. I say only up to about September last year. I was fully really not really depressed as much as I used to be. But I was, I'm still sometimes am depressed, but that happens. Things like that happens in life. Things to bring you down. But you always have to try and rise up, and doing Tidy Towns always brings me back, and it's kind of, it makes everything really go away, and you just focus on one thing. You're focusing on sweeping, litter picking, whatever, and it takes everything away, and it's kind of a stress relief too for me. Which might not sound like it, but it is kind of a stress relief. So yeah, hope you get a chance to start to this. Keep up the great work, and what you do. So thank you very much, Greta Pedro. That was a really, really good question. Don't think there is any more. If I'm hopefully haven't missed any more. If I have, I'll make sure to go through it in another video. But 18 minutes, my God. Speaking of 18 minutes. Whew. Jesus Christ. Finally book. Like, I have to try and figure out the way of putting timestamps. But anyway, thank you to everybody who put who asked me questions. Subscribe from who and bye.